Bitcoin is hitting all-time highs, and many people are looking at which passport to buy with their gains. The truth is, in the world of citizenship by investment, by exception, or by merit, it's quite common to run into problems when your proof of funds is in crypto or when you want to pay using crypto. But in today's video, I'm going to tell you which countries do accept it, whether as proof of funds or as a direct form of payment. First up is El Salvador, where a donation of $1 million in Bitcoin or USDT goes straight to the government's wallet. You don't even need to convert those cryptocurrencies into fiat to get the passport. In less than 6 weeks, under a month and a half, you can obtain citizenship, making it the fastest citizenship by investment program in the world. You can include your spouse and your children up to age of 18 or even slightly older as long as they are financially dependent on you. For example, if they are still studying or unable to work. Now, for the current price, there are indeed better options, better passports and stronger citizenships available. It wouldn't be my first choice if I had $1 million budget to invest, but it's worth mentioning that if El Salvador continues on the same path it's been on these past few years, we shouldn't be surprised if it keeps gaining visa-free access and in the very distant future the possibility of qualify for ESTA entry into the United States. Let's move now to the Caribbean, home to the 5 most well-known citizenship programs. If we had to highlight one as the most crypto-friendly, it would be Antigua and Barbuda. Although you can't yet pay directly in crypto, which would solve many of the region's payment issues, you can use crypto as proof of funds or financial solvency. The idea is to hold your crypto until your naturalization letter is approved, and only then liquidate for the donation or investment depending on the path you choose. Currently, if you opt for the donation route, the minimum price is $230,000, and with legal fees, government charges and due diligence, you would be looking at total cost at around $270,000 and $280,000 if you are solo applicant. For a family of 4, it could come to around $300,000. What I really like about this program is that, unlike its competitors, it allows you to include parents over the age of 55 as well as siblings of any age, as long as they are single. The government claims processing times of 3 to 4 months, but as with every Caribbean nation, there are delays. St. Lucia is the worst offender, with cases taking up to 24 months. Antigua and Barbuda usually takes about 10 to 12 months. Alongside St. Kitts, it has one of the best reputations in the region, but also some of the strictest requirements. You must also visit the country for 5 days per year during your first 5 years as a citizen in order to retain the citizenship and renew your passport with a 10-year one. That may not sound appealing to everyone, but I personally think this requirement might actually help Antigua and Barbuda about losing its visa-free status with the European Union, unlike other programs under pressure. Now let's shift to citizenship by exception program. You can acquire citizenship in countries that aren't as well known, like Serbia, where donations or investment in the country can grant you citizenship in under 3 months. They don't have an official citizenship by investment program in place, but their constitution allows for expedited naturalization for candidates who do something of special interest to the country. If that interests you, I invite you to fill out the form, because it's not easy to find the right connection in each country, and not everyone can offer this route. You can establish a company in Serbia, employ a significant number of locals in an undeveloped area, and propose a strong project for the country, and this can also result in you being granted citizenship. Again, the government has to review each case. In fact, we obtained a naturalization certificate for a European client in less than 3 weeks, which is astonishing when you consider the usual timeframes for citizenship. In upcoming videos, I will explain the entire process so you know each step in detail. Serbia is not part of the European Union, which I see as positive, and for now, its passport is similar in quality to El Salvador's, but costs half or even less. It's also important to mention that if you are going to buy a second passport, it's obvious you should focus on countries that offer visa-free access to destinations that actually interest you. Let's now talk about Hungary, one of the best passports in the world, with one of the strongest pro-family and traditional culture policies, which are increasingly rare across Europe. Again, this is not a transaction for a passport or citizenship. Here you are investing in the country, in businesses, in jobs, in improving a specific region, and the investment must be at least 1 million euros. As with Slovakia, the process isn't simple or easy, but if you look at the quality of the passport, it's well worth the effort. You can travel almost anywhere in the world without a visa, and its value is similar to Malta's, a program that many citizens from countries like Venezuela can even apply to. In these cases, it wouldn't be a crypto donation, rather your crypto would be as proof of funds, then converted to fiat to complete the process and reach your citizenship goal. Now let's move on to one of the most crypto-friendly countries in the world, where you can actually buy citizenship directly using crypto, and that's Vanuatu. It's not the best passport available, in fact, it's fairly poor and is losing visa-free access to major unions like the Schengen area, mainly because they don't check criminal records, financial solvency, or even the true nationality of applicants. All they care about is the money. Right now, the majority of applicants are Chinese, Russian, or Iranian citizens looking for another passport to increase their freedom of movement, improve their reputation, or simplify visa applications. Because even so, the Vanuatu passport is still better than what they had before. It's definitely not the first passport I would buy, let's be clear on that, but it might be useful for setting up structures with trust or fiduciary arrangements. Who is really going to find out you have something set up there if you don't tell anyone you hold that citizenship? You might be able to build a solid legal structure that gives you aided protection, although when it comes to banking, you will need to see which bank will even accept you, because it won't be easy. Still, the Vanuatu passport is one of the cheapest and fastest options on the market, typically costing between $140,000 and $160,000, including legal fees and the donation itself. There was also an investment-based option that could let you recover some of the money in 3 to 5 years, but that route is currently on hold. Everything else, however, can be completed in under 16 weeks, so no more than 4 months. If you are interested in obtaining a second citizenship, I invite you to check the form and select the one that fits you best out of all the options we can help you access.